Hey everybody, it's Sean here bringing you another how-to video. Today we are going to be removing and wrapping the interior shift knob trim. You can see that silver piece right there. We're going to be wrapping that with some VViVid vinyl, automotive film or vinyl. VViVid is a very common Amazon product or brand. That's where I got this vinyl. I did get it in the matte black color scheme. I do know they make a nice carbon fiber looking vinyl that matches this trim on the door cards. Personally, I like the matte black. I think it'll match the rest of the interior on my ND Miata. So this video should apply to a 2016 and newer 4th generation Mazda MX-5 Miata. And this one here happens to be a 2020 in the RF trim and Grand Touring trim. So this one is in the Snowflake White Pearl Mica color with the Red Nappa Leather interior and the full interior, even the door cards here. So let's give this a try. First thing we're going to do is, once you get in the vehicle, we're going to pop off this trim. I've already done it here. You simply pull in this corner, kind of pull this edge out. You can see that whole side is clipped in. And then I went on the opposite corner and I pulled up. And here's why I'm replacing this or wrapping it. You can see from the previous owner of this car, maybe from keys being set down here, there's just kind of these fine hairline scratches. They actually show up better in this video than I think they look in person. But either way, I don't care for that. I do think this piece can get dirty pretty quickly and get scratched up. So I'm gonna put some automotive trim vinyl for it, and honestly, it was I think $10 or maybe $20 from Amazon. And I think even if I had to reapply that a few times, it would still be well worth it if the end result looks good. So let's give this a try. Again, first thing I'm going to do is just completely pop this panel loose. Then we're going to unscrew the shift knob and remove that from the vehicle. And then we should be able to pull this up. And then I'll show you how to pop the silver piece and get that off separated from the rest of this panel here. Okay, now that I've got that panel removed from the car, I'm simply going to flip it over. And these are the two tabs we're going to pop off. You can see I've already done that to remove this piece from this silver trim and the shift boot. Now to remove the shift boot itself, we're going to unscrew these two silver screws, and then we're going to slide it out of these two tabs right there to get the shift boot itself separated from that silver piece. Okay, I've actually got the silver piece removed from the shift boot trim panel here, and I just want to show you, in fact, you don't need to remove the shift boot itself unless you plan on tackling that project at the same time, but instead, through these 4 clips that go in these holes here, you can simply carefully work those through to simply remove the silver plastic trim panel on its own. So now I'm going to go and prep this surface. I'm going to use some rubbing alcohol or isopropyl alcohol to completely clean the surface up. You can see the edges actually show a little bit of dirt and grime. And so we're going to get this nice and clean, remove all these fingerprints and things from it, and then we can start cutting the vinyl to form. That way we can start working it onto the trim piece and hopefully get this thing wrapped up. Okay, now that I've got the panel removed, I've got it all nice and clean using some isopropyl alcohol and a microfiber rag. And I've also, from one of my kids' doodles, I made a template. I simply traced around the trim tool, or excuse me, the trim, and cut out a template. And I'll use this to gauge the size of wrap that I need to cut off of this whole thing. I won't use all of it, and so I'll just simply I'll give myself quite a bit of extra excess around, but it'll give me kind of a starting point here for how much wrap to use when wrapping the sky. And FYI, this is my first time using this stuff, so it might take me a couple tries, but I'm excited to give it a shot. Alrighty, everyone, after some finesse and a few different attempts, I was able to cut out a chunk of the vinyl and then slowly work the edges in, and basically folded the vinyl back against the edges using pressure and some heat. I've got a Wagner heat gun, but a hair dryer would also work. And you can see the finished product here is pretty good. I'm going to start assembling things back together and we'll see how it turns out, but so far looking pretty decent. Alrighty guys, here's the final product. You can see install went very well. Looks great. I'll admit the wrap process definitely can be a little frustrating, but if you just take your time and keep with it, that VViVid wrap is really high quality in my experience. That seemed to go on really well. While I don't wrap things very frequently, I do put a lot of dirt bike decals on, and that can be finicky, and you can tell the low quality stuff versus the nice stuff. And I would say this VViVid wrap, vinyl wrap, did its job very well. We'll see how it holds up, but overall I'm very happy, and I hope this video could be helpful for someone else that might get inspiration to tackle a similar project on their ND or other vehicle. Again, this is Sean giving you a how-to video on how to wrap the trim level there on your 2016 and newer Mazda MX-5 Miata. Again, if you wouldn't mind, like and subscribe for more how-to videos, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.